All right. Let's see if this works this time. Still slow? Yeah, it's weird. I mean, even my connection here is not normal. So I don't know what is going on here. So I apologize, guys. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is screwing with me because I keep calling them out for their BS. So who knows? So hopefully we can get this to work. Okay, yeah, it's freaking YouTube. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Playing games like always, probably. I don't know what the problem is. So anyway, let's get back. We're going to talk about how the lack of food affects you both physically and mentally. We're going to talk about that when you're not getting enough to eat. Okay, so hopefully we'll give it a minute here for people to click over into this one. And like I said, it's weird. Even my screen that I'm looking at, it doesn't look normal. So I don't know what the heck that's. I don't know. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and that's. But anyway, what I was going to say, we're also going to talk over or go over the video that I did earlier today, and we're going to talk about some of those points and get into all that. And so what I was going to say was that and was that topic was very mundane topic. Okay, nothing offensive about that topic. As soon as I put that video up, they demonetized me. So I had to put in for review, and I still haven't heard anything back yet. The first video that I put up yesterday is still in review, and I haven't heard anything back on that one yet. So, yeah, I know it's weird. Even on the camera, when I'm looking at it, it's looking at the camera. It's not. I don't know what's weird. It's just a weird thing, but at least we are somewhat working this time. So we're going to go into all that too. Yeah, it's probably YouTube screwing with me because I keep calling them out on their BS that they keep doing to, creators. They must not like it so much. So, but yeah, I know it's blurry. I know I'm looking at it and it doesn't. It's not normal looking at the screen either. But I don't want to stop it and start it again. What happened? I don't know. It's YouTube playing games, I guess, because I know my internet is great. And my computer or my laptop is a good. Laptop, so who knows if they're screwing with me or what the deal is. I have no idea. So we just had to start all over again. So, all right, yeah, probably. So anyway, so let's get on topic, guys. We're just getting started here, so I guess we got enough time. More people are coming in, so hopefully everybody can realize that the first one was all glitched out, and this one is weird too, but hopefully we can work it through the show. So anyway, wanted to talk about the effects of not having enough food and stuff like that. So it's kind of like 5 points that I wanted to bring up. Okay, and I want you guys. Okay, so we're going to get into the whole bartering thing, and we're going to get into a few other things as well. And we'll get into this. Do I have a backup channel? I do not. Well, I have my website, so I definitely have that. David, they're probably messing with me. I don't know. It's like I keep having issues with different things and just a lot of games going on with YouTube. And it's not just me, it's a lot of creators. So, hey, Prepper Nick, I'm prepared. Thank you. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you for that donation. Okay, so let's get into this. One of the first things that's going to happen if you're not getting your normal calorie intake. So let's put it in perspective first, okay? So it's an SHTF situation. You're not going to be able to go to McDonald's or Wegmans or Kroger or Surefine or Piggly Wiggly or anywhere else, Tops, wherever, ever again. Not going to be able to do that ever again. So now you're trying to eat, but you're not going to be eating like you did before, okay? So now on top of that, you're going to be doing a lot more activity than you're used to because now the whole ball game has changed and it all goes into survival mode, okay? So what happens is the first thing that's going to start happening, you're going to start losing weight. If you are not eating what you're used to eating before, and now you're doing a lot more physical activity, which is definitely going to happen, you are definitely going to lose weight, okay? So that's definitely, and for some of us, that's not a bad thing, but it depends on how much we lose, I guess, would be the thing, all right? So the second thing is you'll find yourself more in a weakened state. So you're not going to have that energy level that you had before. So you're going to be a lot tired quicker. You're not going to have the strength that you normally would have. because of your body basically is going to be eating any kind of stored fat that it has in your body to put out that energy, especially when you're doing a lot more physical activity, okay? So then another thing is, and this is kind of important, okay? You're not going to be thinking clearly. Now, we're going to get into that a little bit more in a second. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more and what that's going to affect with things. But when you're not having enough energy, you're overtired, you're not getting enough food intake, your thought process definitely is not right. Your higher thinking is not there. You're getting more into that animalistic type of mindset, okay? So that's definitely something that happens. The fourth thing that happens when you're not getting enough food intake is you're going to be more susceptible to diseases. Your immune system is not going to be there to be able to fight off different diseases. Guys, and if you haven't yet, if you could shoot me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. So thank you ahead of time if you haven't already. So, so you're definitely going to be more susceptible to diseases. And remember, guys, you're out and about. You're going to be out in nature a lot more. So a lot more things are going to be thrown at you and stuff like that. So now the other thing that's going to happen is you're going to have digestive problems because you're not getting your normal intake. You're not getting enough fiber in your diet. So this is another thing I'm going to talk about here in a minute is fiber. You're not getting enough fiber in your diet. You're not going to have regular bowel movements like you did before. So you're going to be bound up. You're going to have a lot more issues. It's just like if you went, okay, and you were trying to eat MREs, just nothing but MREs, because maybe that's what you have in your storage for your food storage for a week or 2 weeks, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get backed up and you're going to have issues with that, okay? So that's where having stool softeners is a good thing to have. Also, having, you know how they get Metamucil and all those type of things, guys? Get some of that on hand. I mean, that's over the counter. So you can get that. That's going to help you stay regular, and you're going to want to be able to stay regular. So now let's go back into your higher thinking is going to be clouded. Your judgment's not going to be there, okay? So there's nothing wrong with having MREs. I have MREs myself, okay? But, prunes, even you have dried prunes and have them as part of your longer-term food storage. Not a bad thing at all, okay? So, but again, these are things that we need to think about. Flaxseed keeps you regular. See, now for me, honestly, what works for me great? It's peanuts. If I eat peanuts, I'm going to go regular and I'm not going to have any issues at all. So that's one of the things that really, really works well for me. If I start getting bound up for any reason, I'll eat some peanuts, and boy, I'm not anymore. So probably too much information, but I figured I would share that with you. But anyway, your higher thinking, you're not going to be thinking clearly. So now this is what I want you to think about. So I had a couple comments today in my earlier video, and I wanted to address them. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, applesauce is a good thing too. That'll help you stay regular too. That'll help. That'll go right through you because there's a lot of fiber in applesauce. So anyway, so what's going to happen, guys, is so somebody had made the comment is SHTF situation happens. The hordes and gangs will overrun you, and they'll just take all of your stuff. Now, I've heard this before, and that's not going to be a situation that would happen right away. To be honest with you, I don't feel. I think that you will have enough people, hopefully, in your group or in your family that will work together. Your neighbors, I think a lot of neighbors will work together to survive what's coming. Okay, so if a group of people come and try to take your stuff, you're going to be able to defend your stuff. And so I don't know why people just think that, I'm going to stand in my driveway and help them back the truck up and, help them load it up. When you start shooting at people, it gives people a whole different attitude. If you end up having to kill a few people, that's even going to make them think more twice. They're going to go to easier pickings, okay? So being able to defend what you have is going to be really, really important as well. But it blows me away that people think that like this golden horde of people are just going to come out of the woodwork and attack me and my family and stuff like that. And that's not realistic. It is, I live high elevation. I picked that on purpose for a reason. You would have to come uphill, and if they're on foot, coming uphill is not going to be any fun. And again, their thinking is not going to be, if you're starving and you're in that animalistic mindset, you're not going to be thinking clearly. So you're going to attack a compound of people that have been eating regular, that are still, physically and mentally with it completely. The odds go with the people in the compound, okay? Because they're not, desperate people will do desperate things. JJ just said that. And you know what? You're absolutely right, JJ. But again, if you are mentally and physically ready for that threat, and you're probably going to be attacked by people that are dealing, they're starving, they're hungry, they're also, probably have sickness in their group and stuff like that too. That's the importance of having a group, and that's the importance of having something set up ahead of time so that you can, be in the right situations. Hey, Bizajizariza, are you coming? Somebody asked me in the last live stream, are you coming to the Prepper get-together at Letchworth on the 17th of August? Because you're absolutely invited to come, you know that. But several people asked if you were going to be coming to that. So if you could shoot up on here and tell us if you're coming or not, that would be appreciated. But anyway, another thing I want to talk about, I was talking about barter items. And people were saying if they wouldn't do bartering, it'd be too dangerous. Now, first of all, I'm not talking about doing bartering 2 weeks after an SHTF event, guys. I'm talking about doing bartering down the road when things become a lot more scarce. If you're going to, Saturday the 17th of August, we're doing a prepper get-together at Letchworth State Park. And it's going to start at 9 in the morning and it runs to 10 o'clock at night that night. So I don't know if you've heard me talking about it or not, but yeah, we definitely... Cognitive functions will be impaired as well. Exactly. And thank you for the donation, Mountain Girl. And she's 100% right. Everything is not going to be wiring right for people that are starving. They're desperate. They're not going to be thinking clearly. But I can guarantee you this. You start putting rounds down line, they're going to really think twice then. People are going to look for soft targets, guys. They're not going to look... All right, cool, man. It would be great if you could come. That would be awesome. And it's going to be at Eddie's Pavilion at Letchworth State Park. And it's EDDYS, just so people, it's for not just for Visages or Rizza, but that's for everybody. So, but again, you're not going to have people, they're not going to be thinking clearly. And as soon as you start shooting, they're going to panic. Okay. And that's going to really stop a lot of people from doing stupid stuff, Words won't work. Yeah, no mo. Right, exactly. Words will not work anymore. You are going to have to do what you have to do. And you cannot let people take your stuff. Yep, Letchworth State Park in New York. Yep. So then another person had said, and actually a couple people said this, I wouldn't barter ammo because it's something that could be used against you. All right. Now, when I'm talking about bartering for ammo, I wasn't talking about bartering for your large caliber stuff like your 7.62, your 223, your 5.65, all those type of ammos, your 30-06. I'm not talking about bartering that ammo, okay? Now, 22 ammo absolutely can be used against you. You are absolutely right about that. But again, if you are going to be doing trading, it's going to have to be in a really safe and secure location with security that's designed there to do trading. So, you will need established guard shifts with your group. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have, JJ said you will need to establish guard shifts within your group and then understand shoot first, ask questions later. Absolutely right. And 22 will kill with a headshot. I understand that. What I'm talking about, if you're going to barter ammunition, it would have to be in some kind of safe designated place where people couldn't just put it in their gun and then shoot you and take your stuff. You would have to have some kind of a location that was a safe location with security and those type of things as far as bartering goes. Yeah, Cricket Girl just said, bullets leave my possession for only one reason. I get it. And everybody, you know what? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion on it. I'm just saying that let's say if it's a neighbor and you trust that neighbor, okay, and they're trying to hunt and stuff like that, and they have something that you want. I'm going to tell you what, you could be the most prepared person in the world, and there's still going to be things that you are going, open air market, exactly. Robert Blakemore said a bartering open air market. But Bartertown, exactly. Master Blaster runs Bartertown, exactly, yes. Exactly. That's the type of situation it would have to be. It would have to be a situation where there was a lot of security and your safety was guaranteed. Hey, Preppernick, he says, do you have a backup plan if your group bails or turns on you just in case? Uh, Thank you for that donation, too. My group is a really decent group of people. I don't think they're going to turn on me. We've been planning to work together for some time, and I don't see that happening. So, there's going to be plenty of people that I know that I can count on. Some of the people that are in my group, I've known them for years and years and years. So that makes a big difference. You want my stuff, you get a surprise. Chop, chop. Exactly. And I agree. I mean, you're going to have to defend what you have, guys, and with all means necessary. So, and somebody said you shoot first and ask questions later. If somebody's coming down the road with bad intentions, they are armed and they're coming, you better make sure that they realize really, really quick that this is not the place to come down to. And you don't want them to get down to your end of your driveway. You want to confront them way before then. Okay, so, there's a lot of different things that go into play with that. You're going to still have to have security at home and those type of things. So those are things to think about as well. Yeah, guys, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I would appreciate it. We're up to 514 people already in here, so that's pretty cool. So, yeah, Mountain Girl said, I'll have a few surprises for him if I'm threatened. Exactly. You know what, guys? Trip wires, booby traps, all those things work really, really well. Ankle, where, a deadfall, where, something buried where if they step in it, they can twist that ankle and hurt their ankle. There is a lot of things that can be done for protection for your group. So I want you to think about that. You're going to have to get creative, to be honest with you. Tin cans for an early warning system, wired up so that if they're walking through there at night and they hit those tin cans, there's your early warning system. Having dogs is a great thing, too. A dog is going to alert you and let you know what's going on. So, I know people are always talking about eating their animals, but, they can definitely, a dog is going to save your life. Wolfgang just said, think outside the box. Exactly. That's really, really important. You definitely want to think outside the box of what you want to do as far as that goes. But, again, having prepping items, having things that other people are going to need is a really, really smart thing to do. Now, somebody had mentioned earlier in the chat, salt. Salt is a great barter item as well, and they're absolutely 100% right. Salt can be used for a lot of things. Yeah, dogs will sense intruder before you will. Bruno just said that. You're exactly right. And that's, yep. Yeah, so there's again, if you want to barter, if you choose to barter, obviously that's going to be completely up to you. But I will tell you this right now, myself and anybody else that preps, and I prep a lot, as you guys know, we're going to forget things. We're going to forget, God, I wish I had more of this, or I wish I had more of that. And what's going to end up happening is somebody else is going to have that. Somebody else is going to put that word out there. You're going to say, you know what, I need this. And somebody else is going to say, yep, I have that, but I need this. And that's how I think a lot of the bartering is going to go down, in my opinion. Hopefully neighborly, friendly, and stuff like that. I'm not letting a whole bunch of strangers come on my property and have a big display out and say, yeah, pick what you want. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about barter. I'm talking about being as safe as we possibly can be. Yeah, the longer you can prep, the better. Exactly. And I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Hey, Kyle, he said, what is early signs of a SHTF situation? You know what? It really would depend on what the situation is. There's not one scenario I can give you that's going to be a blanket scenario that's going to fit every situation. If we have a pandemic, you're going to see those early signs where the hospitals are filling up. People aren't going to work, and there's, people are starting to get nervous and panicky. That would be in that situation. If there was a grid down situation, obviously that's a whole different scenario, and it affects everybody all at once. So, it really depends on whatever the situation may be, but it's just paying attention, watching what's going on, and just being ready for anything. That's food and med shortages in the early days. You're absolutely, Veronica just said that. Exactly. Early on in an SHTF situation, and when I said meds earlier, and I said, having, narcotics and stuff like that, somebody's like, well, that's not legal. if you have medication that you've had prescribed for yourself and you didn't use it all and you sit on it, it's not a bad thing to do. That can be used for people in your own group in pain, or it can be used as a barter item. Okay, that's what I meant by that. So those are things to think about. Okay, you're going to have people that are going to here. Let's be clear. Okay, not everybody in an SHTF situation is going to have your best interest at heart. There's going to be very bad characters out there that are going to want to do bad things, and we have to think about that. Okay. So I definitely want you guys to think about that. That's really, really important. But being smart the way we do things, safety is going to be number one. It's going to be paramount, okay? So if you are going to do bartering, make sure it's in a safe location. Make sure you have security. Make sure that nobody's going to overrun you. You're not going to do it where you're at. Now, if it's a neighbor and you've been talking with that neighbor, and that's a totally different situation if you trust that person. If you're bartering with people that, like, say they're familiar with you, but they have their own group, okay, and you are on friendly terms, there you go. King Nasty just said I barter now, and I've done the same thing. I do barter. I've done barter with Greg. He helped me with my chicken coop, as you guys know, and so the barter was that I took down a few pine trees. And I gave him, those trees to use for lumber. And I also, as you guys know, I took down 9 trees here last fall, and I gave him part of 2 of those trees. And he only asked for 1. He asked if he could have 1, and I gave him 2 different ends. So again, it's just making those relationships now with people is really, really important as well, because when that SHTF situation comes, if you're on decent terms with a larger group of people, it's going to be better for you in the long run. The more prepared you can be, guys, the better off you're going to be. So I wanted to show you, I had gone to flea market. Oh my God, was it 2 weeks ago? I think I went. It was on a Sunday. I think it's not this Sunday, but it was last Sunday. And I picked up more, and I'm going to show you this here. Hopefully you can. Oh my God. Oh, it's on here. What in the heck? Oh, that's why this isn't hooked up. This is why it's messed up. My other camera's not hooked up. Okay, so this here is 90% silver. It's a 1964 quarter. Okay, so now I see this. My regular camera, something was messed up with that, so that's why it's not hooked in, and it went through this one. That's why it's all grainy, guys. Okay, but anyway, so I picked up 6 of those, and now I have other silver. People have asked me before, do I save silver? And I absolutely do. And I do believe in having silver, but that's not going to be my number one prep item. Silver is not going to be the end-all be-all for me, okay? There is a lot of other things that I think about, besides silver, but I do have silver on hand because I think it'll be something that'll definitely be very, very tradable when the time comes. Now, what role will prostitution play after SHTF? Is opening a brothel and a bar a good survival plan? Nicholas, I'm going to tell you what. Prostitution is going to be huge after SHTF. People will trade sex for whatever, whatever they need to have, So that's, and anything, guys, for the quarters, anything 1964 or older is going to be 90% silver. So it's a really, really good thing to have. So it really makes a big difference. I was going to show you this too. Now, I went to the Amish store again. I just went the other day with my daughter. And so I picked up, it's another 5-pound bag of dry milk, okay? Now, I paid $12.50 for this 5-pound bag of dry milk. Now, I want to give you an idea, okay, of something. So I said, you know what? I just bought 5 pounds of dry milk last year from the same people. Let me go and see what I paid 1 year ago for that same dry milk. 1 year ago, I paid $6.25 for 5 pounds of dry milk. In 1 year, it's gone up 100% to $12.50. So think about that. When we talked about stocking up and having stuff. Nothing is going to be cheaper than yesterday, okay? It's only going to go up higher and higher and higher, okay? So, but dry milk is a great thing to have because I'm going to tell you right now, SHTF comes, guys, you are going to be so sick of just drinking water all the time, you're going to want to pull your hair out. See, I already have. But that's you really. But in reality, people are going to get really tired of just drinking water all the time. So you're going to want to mix it up as much as you possibly can. I talked about that before. Dry milk's a good one. Also having iced tea, Kool-Aid. Oh my God, Tang, whatever. You know what I mean? Those are going to be things too that could be another great barter item. Okay, people are going to want to have. You can buy dry milk anywhere. Absolutely you can. But if you go to the grocery store, it absolutely costs you a lot more money than buying it from the Amish. I'll tell you that right now. But Gatorade, Tang, iced tea, and like I said, Kool-Aid. All those different things. There's a lot of different things that you can get that are going to make a big, big difference when that time comes. Okay. Now, another thing that I just picked up, and I wanted to show you this, is I picked up actually two of these, so I'm going to show you both. Okay. These are 1 quart, 32 fluid ounces of Supreme Baking Molasses. Okay. So molasses is a freaking great thing to have, and now I got to remember, this is going to last longer than the Best Buy date, but it says Best Buy 9/20 of 22. Okay, this was $3.15 for one of these at the Amish store, and it's unsulfured Supreme Baking Molasses. So having molasses, guys, really, really good thing to have again. Okay, and so. Again, whenever I go out, and it's weird, okay, it's just in my mindset. But whenever I go out, I have that prepping mindset. That's what's on my mind is prepping. Always is, and so I'm always looking at what could I use, what would be good to have, and that type of stuff. And so having molasses definitely very, very good to have. What do they charge for the silver quarters? Okay, well, good question. I paid. I was at a flea market. And I paid $3.25. He had them advertised for $3.50 per quarter, and I paid $3.25 a quarter. So, and really, really good to have. Silver is going to be important because it's going to be a good barter item. I would not recommend doing gold, guys. Gold is going to be too hard to get rid of, but you don't need to have a ton of silver. But these 6 quarters cost me what, $19.50. I think that's what it ended up being, if I'm not mistaken. But to me, again, it's an investment. I like having it. I like having the silver. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, I see we're at 600 people watching. If you shoot me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Let's just see how high we can get the number to go up to tonight, just for fun. It was used to make their own sweet fed. Need to start buying some. Yeah, well, you know what? And it's good to have. I mean, I've picked up, I have dimes. I have the quarters. I have half dollars, but they got to be the older ones again. Kumbaya will not be the word of the day in SHTF. We must be ready. Yeah, L. Gibson, you are absolutely right. And thank you for that donation, hon. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's, Kumbaya. We're not going to stand around this campfire holding hands and singing. It's not going to be what's going to happen. The quarters are 1964. So 1964 or older is going to be, it's going to be 90% silver. So that's what you want to think about. 1964 or older. Yep. So, yeah, like I have a ton of 1965. That was the year I was born. And they're the new kind of quarters. So, but that's what happens. What are you going to do? Yeah, mix molasses and sugar, and you make brown sugar. Absolutely. I was going to mention that. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. But, yeah, fair warning to the trolls. They won't be. Yeah, you know what? SHTF situation, guys, no more trolls anymore. No more nonsense with games. I'm going to say, now, I haven't seen anything really bad right now. But I'm going to just mention it real quickly. Please, no racism, no hate, no nastiness to other people in the chat. We try to keep a clean channel here. It's very family oriented. So if you do that, my moderators will boot you. They're on top of stuff. Mike is not joining us on Sundays anymore because he has his own. He's doing a stream for somebody else. So I wish him the best with that, but he will be here on Wednesdays and Fridays. But he started his own little thing to do that. Yeah, LPL is not joining me tonight. Little Prepper Lady, she was camping all weekend, so she was not going to be able to join me tonight. Same here, PN1. I prep weekly. Absolutely. Oatmeal, another great thing to have. Absolutely. I got a ton of oatmeal. Love having oatmeal. So really, really smart. Yeah, 65 to 70 50-cent pieces are 40% silver. Yeah, but you get older than that, I think those are like 90% silver as well. So, but yeah, it's just, it's if you can collect it. I'm going to tell you what, I go through all my change, okay? So I'm always looking through my change all the time. And now in the last 2 years, I think it's the last 2 years, I've ended up pulling out, Ed, will people steal other people's solar cells? Oh, absolutely. If they get a chance, they will. Thinking of others. Yeah, that's a good question. People are going to steal whatever they can steal in an SHTF situation if it's going to help them out. So how long can you live without food? Okay, we got to go with the rule of 3, guys. It's 3 weeks without food, okay? It is 3 minutes without oxygen. It is 3 days without water, and it's 3 weeks without food. And you will suffer terribly way before that 6 weeks, or 6 to 8 weeks, somebody just said, Lawrence? No, it's 3 weeks without food. You're going to be in a lot of pain, a lot of pain. Now, if you're heavier, you're going to survive more on your, your fat resources for a while. That may help somebody, but yeah, they would even kill you if they want something from you. Absolutely right. You have to remember, guys, when SHTF happens, and hopefully you're going to have a group. I hope you guys have a group. I hope you listen. If you didn't listen to anything else I say, I hope you guys realize that there's safety in numbers, okay? So if you have a group and you're prepared to defend each other and support each other, that's what it's going to be a lot with, in that time period, because you're going to have a lot of, we've talked about this before, so I'm going to mention it again really, really quickly. When people are desperate and scared, they're the most dangerous people out there, okay? Desperate and scared people are the most dangerous. So remember that, and that's important to remember. Let's see, what do we got here? Can you really eat boiled tree bark? You can. It's not exactly the best thing, but you're going to eat a lot of stuff that you never thought about before. Where's Miss Heather? The kids actually. So I'm going to be honest, guys. Okay, and this happens way, way, way too often. Kids were supposed to go with their mother the other day. She blew them off, and so she actually decided to take them today. So she took the kids today, and she's going to have them for a couple of days. But we go with her schedule. Whenever she feels like taking them, she'll take them for a couple days, and then the kids are back home. So I'm not bashing my ex-wife. Please don't think that I'm on here trying to bash my ex-wife. That is not what I'm doing. This is something that has gone on ever since we went our separate ways. Some people are consistent, and some people are not. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, but yeah, being pregnant, you'll not be able to go more than a few hours without food. And that makes sense. You know what? I'm going to actually do a video, guys, on that about pregnancy after SHTF. We're talking a lot of definite issues with that. So those are things to think about as well. Might want to stock up on condoms as well before SHTF happens, just to be on the safe side. But again, guys, desperate and scared people are going to be the most dangerous out there. The early stages of SHTF. Once we get, I would say realistically, 6 to 8 to 9 months into an SHTF situation, most of your population is going to be gone at that point. And that's being realistic. Once you get through that first winter, think about that as well. We get through that first winter. When the spring comes after that first winter, the toughest and the most prepared are going to be the ones that are going to survive, okay? And then at that point, then it comes down to, defending what you have, getting your gardens in, being as ready as you possibly can be. Those are going to be really, really important things. Winter will be a big culling. Kevin H. just said that. You are absolutely right. Regardless of when SHTF happens, the first winter is going to cut the numbers drastically. Not just because of people freezing to death in their own homes. People are going to die from stupidity. It's just thinking of others said, will people be kidnapped for food? Desperate people will eat people. There is no doubt about that. Cannibalism will happen, guys. And we can all sit here right now with our full bellies and sitting in our comfortable homes with our air conditioning and our lights and say, I would never eat anyone. Don't say what you'll never do. Now, some people won't. I'm going to be honest. Some people will not do it. But a lot of people will. A lot of people to survive will for sure. No doubt about it. So, and cannibalism does carry strange diseases. It absolutely does. So I have no intention of eating anybody. That's why I prep. That's why I will continue to prep. A bit. One of the things. And again, guys, if you haven't at this point, if you would shoot me a thumbs up, we're at 314 on the thumbs up right now. We got 660 people in the chat. So let's see if we can jump this up here. As far as the thumbs up goes. Eat or be eaten. Yeah, well, that's going to happen, and unfortunately, that will definitely happen. But again, I want you guys to think about, like I said, one of the things I talked about barter items before, seeds, okay? Seeds and being able to grow that garden is going to be a huge, huge thing in an SHTF situation, But it's, let's see, where is our government at this time? Yeah, you know what? If it's a major SHTF, they're going to be covering their own butts. There's absolutely no doubt about that at all. They're going to be hidden away in their bunkers or private bunkers with their security, and they're going to be worrying about themselves. They are not going to be worrying about the rest of us. That is for sure, okay? So think about that too. We're going to be on our own, guys. The government is not going to come and save the day. They're going to take care of themselves. They already have bunkers in place, and if they have a bunker underground, like I know the one that they discovered would house 2,000 people, and it was under that hotel. It would house 2,000 people, and they had like 90 days worth of food for 2,000 people. So, they have those already in place. Those things are out there. So, think about that. It's just we are on our own. We have to think about ourselves. Will the Feds use the military as law enforcement? If there is martial law, then yes. You will see the National Guard called up. You will see the military used. But you got to remember, they can only control so much of the country. This country is huge. The United States is massive, okay? So what are they going to go after to control first? They're going to control the cities. They're going to lock the cities down, and they're going to control the cities. So, when is your channel getting together? Where in the time? Okay, Mary Ann just asked that. Okay, so we'll talk about that real quick. We're doing the Prepper Get Together is going to be August 17th. It is a Saturday. It's going to be at Letchworth State Park, which is in New York, and it's going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have the pavilion until 10 o'clock at night. Okay, and so we're going to have. What was I going to say? I'm going to be providing hot dogs and hamburgers, and obviously hot dog rolls and hamburger rolls and ketchup and mustard. Little Prepper lady said she plans on bringing pop and paper plates and those type of things. We ask anybody that's coming, if you would let me know ahead of time would be great. And also if you would bring a dish to pass. So it's just going to be a really fun time, guys. And it's going to be at Eddie's Pavilion. It's EDDYS. So if you get to the park and you come into the park, they're going to give you a map. I think it's about $7 to $10 to get into park for the day. Now, the cool thing is they do have swimming there as well. Hey, thank you very much for that donation. It's HoHa19D. Thank you very much. Thank you for that donation. So, again, you're going to want to have, if you want to bring a dish to pass, that would be great. But they're going to tell you exactly where Eddie's Pavilion is when you come into the park. So that is, definitely look for that. Did want to mention, too, we are still doing the sale right now on the website, 20% off of everything, any merchandise, coffee cups, T-shirts, And also bumper stickers. We have those available on the website. And also, all the legacy food is 20% off. So if you're interested in stocking up on your long-term food storage, or you want to get one of my T-shirts or a coffee mug or something like that, please head on over to the website and check that out. And that's at that's it. Yeah, preppernurse1.com. Okay, so definitely go check that out. Also on the preppernurse1.com website, found tooth temp repair kits at the dollar store. Got some for storage and barter. Oh, very cool. Elle Gibson just said she found some temporary repair kits for teeth. Those, yeah, you definitely want to have something for your teeth, guys. So I'm going to have to go check that out. They got that at the dollar store. I'll have to look at that myself. But anyway, also on the preppernurse1.com, we have the PN1 community. And that is a place where like-minded people can go in. You register. It's very private, so you can't see it unless you're registered. And it is anybody looking to get together with like-minded people. We got some great message boards on there. And we also have, can you call a wife beater a T-shirt? I guess. I don't know. If you feel like it, I guess you can. But anyway, on there, if you want to get together with like-minded people, you're looking to form a group or just talk with people that don't think you're crazy because you prep, that's a great place to go to. Okay? So, and again, that's totally free to join. Does not cost anything to join the PN1 community. So, but... all I'm doing is selling crap. Is that what I'm doing? Okay, Romeo. So obviously you don't watch the channel. So thank you, though. Thank you for your opinion. I love that. You're going to come in here and just say something like that. Okay, whatever. You can have your opinion, but guess what? You know what opinions are like. So there you go. All right. Bye-bye, Romeo. If they don't block you, I'm going to. So I've had enough for your little game. So let's see. Hold on a second. I will take care of you in a second, and you will be gone. Oh, okay, there it goes. Somebody, yeah, we're going to... Yeah, hide user. Oh, okay, yep. So he's already... Thank you guys for taking care of that. Yeah, just, you know what? Family friendly. What part of that don't people understand? If you want to attack... see, this is what I don't get. I truly do not understand, and I really don't. It boggles my mind because I don't do it. If I don't like somebody's channel and I don't like what they're doing, I don't go on their channel and say nasty things to them. I just stop watching their stuff and I go on to other channels, the stuff that I want to watch. It's very, very simple. It's not very, very difficult. So, but it's absolutely amazing to me. Yeah, thank you, Evil, for taking care of Romeo for us there. But yeah, I really truly don't get it. What do you get? You get your jollies out of that? I mean, oh, look I made a comment and, you know, you're not getting under my skin, so I can guarantee you that. But anyway, so yeah, it'd be funny. People are interesting. So, oh yeah, trolls will be sorry, Angela. You are absolutely right when SHTF happens, because if they want to try to bully people and act that way, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. There's no doubt about that. So, very interesting. So, some people have no brain or life. They just give us a good laugh. Absolutely. Actually, a lot of the stuff, guys, when I see stuff, to be honest with you, I laugh at it. You know, what I think is amazing, this is another thing that I find absolutely interesting, because I've had this happen several times, okay? So somebody will come in and they'll like my channel, and they'll say, you know, I like what you're doing, yada, yada, yada. And then I say one thing that they disagree with, and then you're a piece of crap. I'm getting off your channel. I can't believe you think like that, blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing, and this is what kills me. We're all entitled to our own opinion, okay? And I respect everybody's opinion. Even if you disagree with me, I respect your right to believe whatever you want to believe. And so, you know, it's... people are just unbelievable. They really, truly are. But that just always kills me. And then I have to come on and tell you that they're leaving. I'm unsubscribing you because you said this. Okay. What are you going to do? If somebody likes you, yeah, religion and politics are taboo. Yeah, there's certain things. Well, here's the thing now. Okay. With YouTube, a couple things you cannot talk about. Because if you talk about these things, those videos will be demonetized in a heartbeat. You talk about big pharma, you're going to be demonetized in a heartbeat. Okay, in a heartbeat. I just found out. Talk about pedophilia, they demonetize that and won't give it back. So I mean, it's not like I was for pedophilia. I was talking against it, but apparently YouTube doesn't like you saying anything bad about the poor pedophiles. Let's not worry about the children. Let's worry about them. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, oh yeah, once he went to his channel, there was no content. Oh, there never is. 9 times out of 10, if somebody is negative and nasty, there's no icon picture. They have no videos. They, probably have no subscribers most of the time. Furry Beaver said, sex in exchange for food, my thoughts. It absolutely will happen. Absolutely will happen. No doubt in my mind. Good-looking women are going to be hungry just like anybody else. And they realize that, and it sounds terrible, guys, and I'm not, I don't want you to think that this is where I'm at, because I'm not. But they're going to be willing to trade something that they have of value, which is their body, for food. That is absolutely going to happen. I mean, look at what somebody said. They're doing it now. People are doing it now for drugs, for money for drugs. It happens all the time. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. So, that's it's something that's always been there, always will be there, and it's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. So we're 397, guys, on the thumbs up. Let's see if we can't get this jumped up here tonight. Let's see if we can do 500 before I sign off. Did we make 500 last time? I don't know if we did or not. But if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, I really would appreciate that. Will the roads be blocked? Thinking of others. You know what? Absolutely, roads are going to be blocked. You're going to have, in an SHTF situation, what you're going to have happen, like where I'm at, okay? I'm up in the hills, in the woods, okay? The end of my road is not going to be the one that's going to be blocked. I live on a dead-end dirt road. The roads on either end of that road will probably be blocked off. Other roads are going to be blocked off. So in order to get back into here where we're going to be at, you're going to have to go through several roadblocks to try to get to there, and probably those roadblocks are going to be monitored by armed people. So that's where you're going to see people working together, okay? You're going to see people that I haven't even met up here in my area, that I haven't even met, that are going to work together, because it's in their best interest to work together, because that's how we're going to survive, okay? So wherever you are, guys, let's see. What about martial law after SHTF? It would depend on the SHTF event. Again, cities probably can be controlled. Suburbia probably going to be able to be controlled. But when you get farther out, guys, and you get up into the country, or out in the country and out into the hills, where you have a lot less people, not as populated areas, you are not going to see that going to be able to be done very, very well. There'll be curfews. If you are caught traveling after a curfew, yeah, they'll take you away and put you in jail. Okay, so, it's being smart about stuff, too. Are you going to video the event on August 12th for those of us that cannot make it? I may do some. What I'm going to probably, I'll probably do some video at the event. But what I'm going to have to do, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have people sign a release saying that they're okay with me videotaping everything. So I'm probably going to print something up for that. And when I do video, I will let people know. And if they don't want to be on the video, they can go off the one side or something like that. I'll probably do something like that. I don't think I'm going to be able to live stream there, but I respect your channel and my fellow preppers. We are Legion, Mountain Girl. And thank you, Mountain Girl. I appreciate that. And you are right. We are definitely Legion. I say that, been saying it recently. We are Legion because we are many, because we are. There's so many of us out here, guys, from all over the country, all over the world. We are a select group of people, and I honestly believe in my heart that we have been chosen. And the reason I say that is because when the time comes, we are the ones that are going to make the biggest difference. We really, truly are. We have an opportunity to help a lot of people get through this craziness that's coming. We really, really, truly do. So, but I think you're going to see a lot of good people step up when the time comes and help the people that really need to be helped. And like I said, little kids, guys out there, they're going to need to be helped because of their parents' stupidity, because they didn't prep. It's not the child's fault. Okay, so we need to think about that as well. Keep under the radar. That's how we make it. Low profile in the beginning of SHTF, absolutely. You're going to want to try to keep as low a profile as you possibly can. Even somebody like myself that's put myself out here on YouTube and stuff like that, I plan on keeping a low profile. And if somebody comes up here that I don't know and they come armed, I'm absolutely going to assume that they're coming with bad intentions, and we will deal with that at that point. But it's just going to be, we need to really think about everybody, and that's why I prep the way that I do, guys. I have quite a bit of food. I have supplies, and I've been just continuing to add on to stuff, and I will continue to add on with whatever time that we have that allows. So that's what we got to think about. So, let's see. National Guard going to be bugging out, though, too. Yeah, you know what? You're going to see policemen are going to bail. They're going to go take care of their families. They're not going to worry about, what somebody else is saying. They're going to be taking care of their own people. That's exactly what they're going to do. Lone wolves won't last long at all. JJ just said that. JJ Biggs just said that. And he's 100% right. You're a lone wolf. What sickness is going to get you? Disease. You're going to have a mechanical injury, and you're not going to be able to protect yourself. Hey, Doris, keep up the good work prepping this one. I am out reconnecting my local area for alternative water source. Or reconning, okay, for SHTF, and I found about 10, all within 3/4 miles from my home. That is awesome. So Doris is just saying that he's gone out and reconned his area and found 10 different water sources within 3/4 mile of his home. Very, very smart. Oh, I got my tea tonight, guys. I got my green tea. So, yep, I'm drinking my green tea. But yeah, that's a very smart thing to do. I'm going to tell you what, you guys know I ride my Harley a lot. And when I ride, part of it is enjoying the ride. The other part is recon. I am always, no matter what I'm doing, guys, I have that prepper mindset in my head. So I'm looking at resources that are around me. I'm looking at, what could be something that I could use or something that's going to help us. And absolutely. Most likely, yes. That's another way of connecting with people is, making those connections so that we can all work together and trying to work together. Is green tea okay for pregnant women? I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. All right, we're at 437 on the thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can jump this thing up here. And I'm going to run over 9 o'clock just because of the snafu of everything earlier, because I realize it's almost 9 o'clock now, so we're going to go a little bit longer than 9 o'clock. But that is Rick from The Walking Dead, leader written off by these other. Yeah, well, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm just me, and I just look at things realistically, and I realize the nature of man. I've seen a lot in my days. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of things, and I know that we need good people to survive what's coming. We really, truly do. It's going to make all the difference in the world, and and like I said, there's a lot of innocents out there that it's not their fault that their parents didn't prepare. Parents didn't think about getting ready, and they were thinking of whatever their own selfish needs were at the time. So those are things that we need to think about. I could not let, in good conscience, I'll be honest with you, if I saw little kids on the street, and let's say their parents were there right with them and they were dead, okay, and there was a 4 and a 5-year-old sitting there crying, their parents are dead and stuff like that, I'm taking them in. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But here's what I want you guys to remember too, okay? And I'm not a tough guy. I don't pretend to be a tough guy. I do what I need to do when I need to do it, okay? But please never underestimate kindness for weakness. Being kind is not being weak, okay? So if I'm going to help people, I'm going to help people. But don't misinterpret that I'm weak because I'm going to help people. I am not. If somebody needs to be dealt with, they will be dealt with extreme prejudice. I guarantee you that. And I don't care who they are, what they think they know or how tough they think they are. It is what it is, So, but the worst thing one should never do is underestimate anyone. Very, very, very good comment. Never underestimate anybody. That's a great comment. And that was from 3000 Watt Living just said that. Never underestimate anybody, guys. Always expect the unexpected. It's funny that when we're riding, and Heather rides with me a lot, as you guys know, and I always tell her this, the key to being a good driver on a motorcycle is always expect people to do what they should not do. So you always expect them to do exactly the opposite of what they should do. And if you ride like that, your chances of survival are very, very good. So, Mr. Rose, thank you. You look pretty tough, actually, though. Yeah, I can handle my own. Yeah, I can definitely handle my own. I have been in a few fights in my day, and I can take care of business. But I don't go look for it. I'll tell you that right now. In all my life, one time I started a fight. One time. The rest of them, it was always the situation that I was in, where I was at, what I needed to do. So that's how it kind of went down. And so that's the way we always just dealt. We just dealt with it as it comes. Like I said, I'm not afraid to fight. I'm not afraid to use violence if I have to. I'm actually very good at it, to be honest with you. So, but it's not my first choice. My first choice is if I can walk away from it, I'm going to walk away from it. But one swift punch to the throat, Nicole said. If you're in a situation, here's my rule. Okay, so we got to talk about my rules for fighting. My rules for fighting is this: there are no rules. Whatever I have to do to win, I'm going to do to win, and that's the way I've always fought. If you're in a confrontation with somebody, my feeling was, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to punch you back. That was always my philosophy. I don't get into pushing matches. I don't play that game. You put your hands on me, I'm going to punch you. And that's just the way it was always. And but like I said, if I could avoid stuff, I've been able to avoid a lot of stuff just because of the way I look, my size, and stuff like that. So, most people, are smart enough to realize that I'm probably not the one. And so they leave it alone, which is just exactly what I want. Just leave me alone. Let me live my life. Let me do what I got to do. And so that's what I try to do. But you got to remember this too, guys. When SHTF happens, there's no rules. There's no good guys. There's no bad guys, okay? There is survival. That's what it's going to come down to. And you need to be, Louise Kelly says, do you teach your kids self-defense? Absolutely. Especially my daughter, because her being female, her more so than my son. But yes. Are you a Gemini? I am a Gemini, Lori. Yes, I am. Yep, June 9th. So I am a Gemini. I look like a big biblical sheep. That's funny. But Ozark Prepper 1 said I'm a Gemini too. Very, very cool. And I'm also an air sign. So I'm an air sign. My rising sign is an air sign, and my moon sign is also an air sign. So I'm a thinker. So Cricket Girl, Gemini here too. Two sides. Absolutely. Yep. So, but my daughter is a Gemini. That's cool. Very nice. A lot of Geminis. And it's funny, a lot of people that I hang out with are also Geminis, which I think is pretty wild. So, very interesting. But, all right, guys, we're 24 away from 500 on the thumbs up. Let's see if we can hit 500 here before we jump off. Hey, 454. Let's see. Thank you for being such an inspiration, so helpful. Oh, I got lost it. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back so I can read your comment. So helpful to your fellow human beings. We are all one family, and because we have just started our journey. Very cool. Well, thank you, and thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. We are all one big family, guys. That's what I think a lot of people lose sight of, that we are this just one great big family. So we got to do it now. We got to do it at this point. Everybody got to tell me where you're from. So we got to see where everybody's from here tonight. I know it's going to start popping here in a second. Okay, we got Missouri, Ohio, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Oklahoma, Southwest Louisiana, Texas. Now it's rolling. I can't even read it so fast. Ireland, Michigan, Clover, South Carolina, Tennessee, Long Island, Northern California, upstate New York, Montana, Georgia, Missouri, Binghamton, Denver, Colorado, Alaska, very cool. Boston, nice. Waco, Texas, cool. Sarasota, Florida, very nice. London, very, very cool. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio again, Minnesota, Southeast Ohio, North Sentinel Island. Oh, that's pretty cool. Rudolph, New York, Oregon, Australia, very cool. Mountains of Colorado, Lakeland, Florida, Ohio, Modesto, California, Indianapolis, Oregon, Canada, BC, Canada, Ontario, Canada, Victoria, Texas, Binghamton again, the Dairy State, Southern California, West Virginia, Sweden, very cool. So here's another thing, guys. So all over the place. We are this huge family. So when I say, oh, we got Mr. Rozier from Egypt, very cool. We got Vegas, nice, love Vegas. Arizona's beautiful too, love it out there. Miami Beach, Florida, yeah, very nice. I've been down in Miami. It's beautiful down there. I actually floated in the ocean in Miami because you float down there, you don't swim because of all the salt, as you well know. But so anyway, guys, with all that, it's just we are this huge family, and we really truly can make a difference when the time comes. It really can. We got Kentucky, Jersey, Northern Canada, Chicago, Prepper Nurse One Nation, exactly. So got Connecticut. But yeah, we're this huge family, guys, and it makes such a difference that when the time comes, and I want you guys to think about this, when the time comes, if we can help people, we really truly do need to try to help people, okay? There's some people you're going to know you're not going to want to help. If you see somebody coming and they're armed, you might want to give them one warning. Put your weapons down. If they do not put their weapons down, then you need to start shooting. And that's the reality of it, okay? Hopefully it doesn't get to that type of a situation. Hopefully people will be smart enough not to come armed. But if they come armed, you really truly need to remember that you need to protect yourself and your family first. So, keep that in mind. That's really, really important. So, thank you everybody for being in here tonight. I appreciate you guys. I really, truly do. I hope we get a great turnout on the 17th of August. I think it's going to be a blast. Again, it's going to be at Letchworth State Park in New York, and it's going to be at Eddie's Pavilion, okay? So it's EDDYS. So as soon as you get into the park, they're going to give you a map. You ask them, where's Eddie's Pavilion? They'll tell you, okay? So that's the best way to do it. Again, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That's really, really important. That's the one thing I want you to remember. We really are all in this together. Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important. We tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel, okay? And also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. Nobody else can stop you. So stay focused, and we'll go from there, okay? I will see you guys all tomorrow. And I hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope you beat the heat because it was a hot weekend. All right, I will talk to you later. Have a good night. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.